Welcome to the Bird's Nest. Let's go. Victory Monday, baby. Victory Monday. That's what it's all about. Let's go.
Nothing better.
How you feeling? We got a 2-for-1 today. We got mom visiting me, so we're gonna be on one stream. So, but how you feeling, Justin?
I feel excellent. It's always good when you wake up with a winning record. You feel me? So
Always.
you'll be doing great.
Always good. Definitely didn't look like it was gonna be that way for about 55 minutes, but they came through. They pulled it out. So Eagles moved to 2-1, defeat the New Orleans Saints on the road, 15-12. Saquon Barkley went off 160 plus rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. Dallas Goedert had a career day. He literally set himself as the leading tight end receiver, which kind of speaks to a bigger theme of this year's NFL season. The tight ends are just terrible. This dude had one good game and is the leading tight end, but he's not the leading tight end in the NFL. So, but
speaks volumes to the other tight ends.
What do y'all think? What's your observation? That's what we see. You got who's that, McNabb?
Got the Donovan McNabb on.
Is that on purpose?
That's not on purpose. I just needed to show some love to McNabb today. Like,
all right, that looks like a sneak diss to me.
No, I'm not sneak dissing. Did I pull out the Jalen yet on the pod?
No.
Oh, I still haven't pulled it out.
You wore Mike Vick. You wore McNabb.
You gotta pay respect to the legends I grew up watching. You know what I'm saying? So got the McNabbers going, but I thought it was it was a tough game, but we found a way to win it.
You got what you wanted with Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis.
See now, the Jalen Carter thing. I see. I'm on Twitter, chronically on Twitter. Everybody's talking about this is the best game I've ever seen a defensive tackle play. Blah 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 blah. He dominated. I'm like, bruh. All right, their center got hurt, and he was going up against one of the worst guards in the league. So, like, yeah, this
you can have it both ways.
I'm just saying, I'll give him credit because that's what I would expect him to do in that situation. But it's like, all right, we needed you last week going up against the top dog. You feel me? So if you're gonna,
I don't know why you have fireworks going off behind you.
You set it off.
Oh,
you set it off.
Right, but we needed you last week going up against the best guard in football, Chris Lindstrom. Where were you at then? I don't want a guy that's going to dominate against bad competition, which, I mean, yes, you're supposed to dominate against bad competition, but can you make some plays against good comp too? Why does it take you playing, a slouch in the Saints guards for you to have a game like this? So
what it means to me, though, is that they watched film, they were embarrassed at their showing, and they showed up this week. Doesn't matter who the competition was. I feel like that was playing with a chip on your shoulder. Now they need to keep that chip and not get their heads gassed and souped and everything, because everybody's praising them. But that to me was redemption. Like, they knew they stunk it up the week before. They blew the game, and they came out with a bench. That's how they were supposed to play.
And I feel like, go ahead, Justin.
No, go ahead. You ain't talked yet. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I feel like what you talked about before is kind of coming true, where week to week, we can't really gauge who we are yet. I don't think we've really found our identity. Like, that's my biggest takeaway, because the first week, we gave up big plays, but we looked like the better team top to bottom. But, we left optimistic is basically what I'm trying to say. Second game, we were good up until the last minute, right? And then, things all of a sudden unraveled, fell apart. All of a sudden there's questions about the defense and whether they're up to par or not. And then this game's almost the complete opposite of that. For 58 minutes, we looked terrible. Defense is balling out. Don't get me wrong. Defense did their thing. They redeemed themselves. But now, Hurts isn't looking so good. Injuries are starting to pile up. You know what I mean? And it's like, as the offense, take away Saquon Barkley, obviously, thank goodness we paid Saquon up until this point. But that's kind of been like the catalyst for everything on offense. So we're supposed to be the superpower offense, but now is it that, or are we just the Saquon machine? You know what I mean? So
let's be the Saquon machine.
We haven't.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, when Saquon did that, we were also down AJ, down Devontae Smith, down Lane.
That's true. It was his moment to step up. It was his moment.
So, let's do it. Give the ball to Saquon. And what I'm saying about Saquon, that's coming true too. I need 20 a game. I don't care about next year. I don't care about 10 years from now, 20 years from now. Give me 20 a game. That dude needs to be toting that rock all game long. I don't want to see no Kenny Gainwell. I don't want to see no Will Shipley. I want to see straight Saquon.
And
give him the ball.
Like, when you see them compared to him, it's like, why are these guys in the game when we have Saquon?
Gotta give him.
I don't know. I'm not for that. But this comes back to me to not even playing in the preseason. Like, to me, this first 4 weeks of the regular season is kind of like our preseason. Like we're just kind of finding our rhythm, finding ourselves, and I feel like this is why it's important that we just play at least a series or two in preseason because then stuff like games like these don't happen. It's just unfair to me to the fans that they don't do anything in preseason and we have to go through this in games in the regular season. The regular season's short. I mean, for us, it's not for them, but for us, it's short. To have to like wait a few weeks for people to get their stuff together is unfair. I think they should be forced to play in the preseason.
Still think you count your chickens a little too soon. It's 3 weeks into the season. I mean, it's still extremely early. I think what I didn't like was the discipline. I was at a certain point, we were watching the game, and I was like, have they thrown a single flag against the Saints? Meanwhile, we have like 7 flags against us. So
that's what I mean. That's no preseason.
I think at some point I was like, either way, win or lose, this is a bad showing. You know what I mean? That was kind of like my live reaction during the game. So the stats don't look bad, right? At the end of the day, Jalen Hurts, 29 for 38, 311 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception, and a fumble lost. So, I mean, 300, I think that's only, the second or third time this year a quarterback's done that. Like I said, he's accurate. I think the same thing rings true about Hurts. But what worries me is he is the focal point for mistakes in this offense, it feels like. Every time something goes wrong, it's his fault. We don't have, like Justin said, we don't have people fumbling. We don't have really drop passes like that. Like, people are making catches when it's there. And he's putting it on the platform, but
AJ makes that catch at Devontae.
2 to 3 times. No, I mean
the
that was just a good play by Matthew. I
makes that. But I want to push back on that and say that's why you can't have controllable turnovers, right? Like the picks against Green Bay and the phantom fumble from this week. Those are controllable. Those are turnovers that it's like.
Yes, the turnover was on him.
So now when you throw a regular interception, like any quarterback can throw that interception. I agree. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. But now you compound that on top of you're already putting your team in a bad spot, and it's like that's why you don't make controllable turnovers. Like that's why you shouldn't be making controllable turnovers because you're already going to have your standard turnovers.
To me, now you're giving Devontae a chance to make a play, and Devontae can't make that play. And he's used to AJ.
We're not even talking about the pick. We're talking about the fumble.
The fumble was on him. That was definitely all him.
But that's what I'm saying. The pick, I agree with you. You can explain the pick away. I agree. But at the same time, it's like now I have a shorter leash on him with that because it's like, bro, you turn the ball over multiple times every single game. Like, when is it going to stop? And it's always, well, that's going to level itself back out. But, like, is it? You know, so we said the same thing about Carson in 2020 where it was like, all right, like, you know, the turnovers are starting to add up. It's going to level it out, right? And it just went way out of control.
But the difference was they were losing those games, and we're not.
That is true. We were 1 and 2 with the same type of situation. That's the one thing I say about Hurts, Joe. Like, there was a stat, he's the most winningest quarterback since he came in the league, since 2022. All right, since 2022, not since he came in the league. Since 2022, no quarterback has, I think he's a 77% win percentage or something like that. Like, dude, all the mistakes he makes or whatever, like, he has the it factor where the team rallies around him, it seems. And, Mom, I think you pointed it out. Saquon in his post-game was like, yeah, like, that guy's just a leader. You know what I mean? Love playing for him, love playing with him. So, I mean, hopefully, you know, it's not the Carson Wentz situation because that's what it reminds me of, Justin, is, yeah, we're playing good football and then the quarterback makes a couple mistakes and it's like, yeah, but he'll get it together. And then he just did it. And then,
but
you know,
Carson was terrible. But the difference in that scenario is that Carson lost the locker room and Jalen has not. Jalen has.
You know, the easiest way to lose a locker room is playing like a slouch. I'll tell you that.
But I'm telling you, like, Saquon having his back and those guys having his back, I'm telling you, like, Saquon was like, this team follows him. Wherever he goes, we go. So he still has a locker room. I mean, you're right. He can lose it if he starts playing, but he doesn't play. Like, that's the thing. Like, he makes mistakes, but they're fixable. And like you said, controllable. Like, this is, to me, is not having a dress rehearsal. Just being I don't know the word that I'm looking for, but just
rusty.
Not rusty. It's not rusty. It's just like
undisciplined.
No, those aren't the words.
Garbage.
No, not even because he played good. Like he played. Did you see Elliott Shore Parks? He gave him an A.
We don't talk about that guy anymore.
But anyway, he played well.
How would you name drop that?
He played well.
Is he on Scrub Watch? That's what I want to know. Is Jalen Hurts on Scrub Watch?
Is he still on Scrub Watch? Nah, he's not on Scrub Watch at the moment. I think.
Yo, I don't know, bro. You might have texted during that game, Scrub.
Huh?
You might have texted during that game, Scrub Watch.
I did. I texted during the game, Scrub Watch, because there was back-to-back turnovers, and I'm like, yo, like, what, brother? What's that?
Yeah.
But then he came back in the fourth quarter and did his thing.
He's accurate.
You know what? He's accurate, and I also think Kellen Moore's offense is really good for him too. Like it gives him a lot of good completions, a lot of open receivers and stuff. So, you know,
that's my point though. Nick Sirianni. What's up with your boy Nick?
What you mean?
What's up with
My
your
boy.
Nick?
That was an embarrassing showing. That was embarrassing.
That's Daniel's boy. Daniel stands up for Nick. I'd be like, yo, we could move on from you. Like,
Does he call plays though? Since when does he call plays?
He said he does it every once in a while.
All right, well, like, come on. We can't just, when things go wrong, it's your fault. Like, come on.
Nah,
Things
but
are
he's
bad,
going
things
for
are
it.
whenever things are good, it's counting.
He is the head football coach. We've known this. He is the guy that rallies the team. He is the spirit on the sidelines. He's going to ride for his dudes. He's going to bring the energy, and he's a motivational head coach. Kellen Moore was making those calls. He's been making those calls, and honestly, aside from the 60-yard field goal, I don't know what that was.
And I don't have a problem with that.
Actually, no, I didn't like that, and I didn't like the fake tush push. That was terrible. That was actually what I'm thinking of.
You know what's so crazy is I predicted that too. I was like, they're probably going to try and fake
it. It didn't make any sense. We had one timeout. There's 12 seconds on the clock. One timeout, 4th and 1, and you're on the 20. So best case scenario, you get the first down, use your timeout. You have 9 seconds left, and you take.
Yeah, but that's why I knew he was going to not run the tush push because the plan was probably to spring it for a touchdown.
To score. He thought he was going to score. He thought
that's why. And I could have predicted, like I did predict that. I'm like, they're probably going to try and score off of this. And
and it was just that to me that was a bad decision, especially with the sour taste that was left in our mouth with 2 turnovers on their side of the field, and you know what I mean. No points on the board in general. So like that was the only decision. But aside from that, bro, like we're going for it on 4th and 4 the one time and not getting it. It wasn't, you saw. I don't know who watched the game last night, but same type of situation, right? They're going for it on 4th and 2 on 30 or something. And the guy springs it and gets down to the 1 yard line, and that was like kind of the catalyst for them the rest of the game. So I don't mind doing that, but that was a bad decision. But I think to date, it's kind of been like the coin is just flipping the other way for Kellen Moore. Like, he's making these aggressive calls, but they're good calls. The plays are open; they're just not being executed correctly. You know what I mean? So I'm not as big on bagging on the coaches as everyone else, except for those 2 things: the 60-yard field goal and the fake tush push were bad. But the reaction that people had of like, I want him fired now. I want him fired in the locker room. Like, come on, guys. Like, we're not the Jacksonville Jaguars getting pummeled. You know what I mean? Like,
Dougie P is about to get fired.
Yeah, he's
it wasn't that. So, but I mean that's defensive side of the ball though. Unsung hero, Nakobe Dean is hooping, bro. I know everyone wants to talk about Q. Everyone's going to talk about Bond and whoever else. Dean. Every time I look at like. Somebody flying to the football or making a play, it's Dean. Even if Kamara bounced it a couple times and it looked like, he might break this joint. And after 5-6, Dean's there to get him. You know what I'm saying? Like, those plays matter. People don't look at stuff like that. But to me, Dean is really shaping into a middle linebacker out there, bro. Like, he's flying around. So.
He can ball. Nakobe Dean can ball. So can Zach Bond, though. But both of them together, like, they really can ball. And I don't know what it is about, like, PFF doesn't think that Nakobe Dean can cover or whatever, and people kind of take that and run with it. But it's like, that dude, if you just watch the game, like that dude like you said, he makes plays. He's around the ball. He doesn't miss tackles. You know what I'm saying? Good pursuit angles, like all of that stuff. He's smart. All of that stuff is like, I love watching good linebacker play. Like I do. And I do. I love watching good linebacker play. And those guys make me happy. And Jordan Davis, too. I've realized that a lot of people, when it comes to Jordan Davis, they like to box score watch. They be like, oh, Jordan Davis doesn't do anything.
Right.
Dude, like Jordan Davis pushes, like every time there's one blocker on him, he pushes people back 2 yards. Like that guy's a monster.
He's strong,
He's big and strong, but he's nice. I think that's what people don't like. Like he's too nice of a guy. He's not.
Lucky, right? Yeah.
They were saying, they were like, there's a handful of people out here that you just glad they found what they found, because if they were a regular person, they'd be in jail. Jalen Carter is absolutely one of those people. If that guy didn't find football, his God-given ability, he would be in jail right now. I was like, low-key, yo. Did you see him, like, when he was beefing with the fans? Nick was trying to hold it back, and he was like, shoving Nick out the way. Like, I'm not trying to hear that.
See, I don't like that, because when it's a situation in which we need him to chill, I don't feel confident in him being able to chill, right?
If it goes bad, it's gonna go bad for sure.
He's on the field and somebody strikes a nerve, bro. It's over.
But you need guys like that, yo. You need guys
CJ GJ is like that too.
Yeah.
He's been popping off on Twitter. I don't know if you've seen him, but he's been popping off on Twitter.
Yeah, CJ's been wilding. Honestly,
he's heart and soul, bro. I'm letting him rock. He's heart and soul. He's kind of like wearing that badge. You know what I mean? He's going back and forth. Everybody got their name in his mouth. Micah Parsons is shouting him out. Why? Who? You know what I mean? Like, bro was in the game, right? What happened in the game happened in the game. But for you to take it outside and that to be rent free in your mind after you just took an L. You know what that? You know what I mean? So I think, bro. Yo, and then Reed Blankenship with the in-game speech.
Choked up.
Nah, y'all tripping, bro. I don't want to hear no dog, nothing next to that
Dog.
dude, bro. Nah, bro. Not even close, bro.
But he is the
But
injury.
Q, bro, that's the guy.
He's slowly becoming one of my favorite players.
Only
Like,
thing I need, bro. No, I need him to catch one, just one, and then he's got it. Then he stamps. But right now he doesn't trust it almost. You know what I mean? Like you jumped it, bro. You did. Like
Take
just
that thing
take
back.
it. Take it. You got there. You don't have to knock it down. There was one where it was like
He just straight knocked it down.
he was so nervous. You can
He's
tell.
like, no.
Like incompletion. Like just trying to force a deep
Slade
shot.
got to teach him. No, I know Slade's probably getting on him because Slade's the type of bull where he gonna catch that joint.
He gonna tell him about that. He's like,
He's
you
probably gonna be over there.
You need to be cribbing that for real.
Let's go.
Absolutely.
And I'm excited about him. I'm excited to see how he develops. I am so excited about him.
He can play. Q, that was a good pick.
Yeah. So far, so good. Absolutely. Especially considering everyone wanted Terrion Arnold, and it was considered to be a weak DB draft. People wanted the Bama guys, and you know what I mean. But they might have snagged one. They might have finally got something with the small school guy. Glass half empty. I am sorry. I defended this guy, and this is the last time that I do it. Bryce Huff stinks. Certified bum. Certified bum. And I was like, just one bad game. And you were like, no, he was bad the game before. And I think he's so bad that you kind of block him out, right? Because you want to see things that are happening good on the field. But I made it a point this week. I'm watching Bryce Huff. And I'm like, this dude's getting knocked down. Like, he's not even, it'd be like 3rd and 8, big play. And I'm like, all right, I'm looking at specifically Huff. Non-factor. Eliminated. Quarterback could run right where he is if he wanted to. You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, that guy.
Yeah, he was going up against Trevor Penning. Trevor Penning got benched. Like, they drafted.
Wow.
So, Trevor Penning, they drafted Fuaga, so Penning didn't have to play. You know what I'm saying? And he, injuries happened, and he ended up going in there. And, like, Trevor Penning was, like, straight dogging that dude on 3rd down. So, I'm like, bruh, like, come on. Like, he got to be better.
Yeah, he stinks. That guy is butt. Anybody else that on the defensive side that didn't live up to standard?
Well, no. But Brandon Graham was talking about Huff today on the radio. He was defending him. He's like, he's going to get it together. He's going to get it together. So
that's good teammate.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. That guy stinks. Like there's no saving that. And Nolan Smith too. You stink, bro. I defend
Nolan Smith. I like at least Nolan Smith can set the edge. Like he's a good run defender.
Barely.
I don't know about Nolan Smith too. I don't know.
He can set the edge. I see a lot of Brandon Graham and Nolan Smith. He can set the edge right now. And even when we were struggling against Atlanta, they put him in instead of Huff, and he was doing a good job setting the edge.
He was better than Huff, but he wasn't good. Like there was still no production from that left end spot, and I watched out all games.
From a pass rush standpoint, he needs work as a pass rusher. I think as a run defender, he's fine.
And your boy Sweat made some noise this week.
Yeah, Sweat is.
You don't like Sweat.
I like Sweat.
Why don't you like Sweat?
He's the 3rd best or 4th best. He's the 4th best D lineman on this team.
Look,
behind Carter.
And isn't he the 2nd highest paid? Or the highest paid?
It's a good D line, bro.
I ain't with that Sweat. Like Sweat, I'd be so happy when we move on from that guy. Like he is just very overrated.
He's a pro. He's not like a star, but he's a pro. You need a bona fide pass rusher on the other side for sure.
But they pay him pro money. That's what they pay him star money.
Not comparatively, not compared to like the premier pass rushers. I mean, he's making good money, but he's also a DN. Like
I'd have rather taken that money and given it to Hassan Reddick. Put it.
I'm gonna do. Hold up. He's not. He's not like that. It's not like that. He's not a top flight pass rusher getting paid like that. Matter of fact, Bryce Huff is making more than him. Josh Sweat.
What do you think about Vic Fangio, Jess? Do you like the way Vic Fangio is calling his defense?
Yeah.
So far, so good?
What I'm seeing is good. Like, what I was telling you guys, what I'm seeing is good. Just the fact that he can make adjustments, that we didn't come out for another week and, have the same issues. Like, he got that. Mm-hmm. He got that straightened out. We couldn't stop the run. All right, bet. And he got that straightened out quick. So, I don't have that's everything I expected it to be. So I'm enjoying Fangio so far, yeah.
I think so as well. And I like that he responded. Like I said, coming into this week, my biggest thing was like, this is one of those games where you kind of, like, it's a must win. You know what I mean? You can't walk out of this game without a dub. And I think the defense did everything in their power. Everything that could have gone wrong did go wrong. Mm-hmm. Besides the other team's defense scoring, which is, completely out of their control. But, like, turnovers, short, 3-and-out drives and things that, and for them to hold them to 3 points, the hottest team in the league, most points through 2 weeks, like, that's exactly what it was a statement. You know what I'm saying? You needed that statement. So, That was tough. Hassan Reddick makes $10 million, by the way. I mean, not Hassan Reddick, Josh Sweat.
10 million a year.
His contract is done after this year, and he's on contract for $10 million. So I think he signed like a 3-year, like 30-something mil or something like that, which is not. I mean, $10 million a year for a pass. Bryce Huff makes 17, so it's not.
Bryce Huff got it.
He is a thief.
He better start giving that back.
For zero stats, like to have zero stats in professional
better start
football,
running him for that.
That's just terrible. Like zero stats. Zero stats.
Better start buying Jalen Carter dinner.
Right.
Like, yeah, you run that.
So how much of it was the Saints being bad versus us being good?
The Saints aren't.
I always like to.
They put up 2 40-point games. Like that's not easy. They're not bad. We came in with a game plan. They executed the game plan. Stop the run, and they did it. They did it.
But
they let Kamara run all over.
My counterpoint is Week 1 is the Carolina Panthers, which be for real. Week 2 is the Cowboys.
Bro.
Now we just saw what Baltimore did to the Cowboys.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know if it's the Cowboys' booty and the Saints took advantage of that or what, but we don't know yet. We still don't have that much information.
They're a more physical team. I'll say this: their secondary is like that. That is a top 10, maybe a top 5 secondary in the league. They play fast. They, you know what I mean. Tyrann Mathieu, the anchor. I was impressed. They got guys all around. I mean, so I think their defense is straight.
Their defense is always going to be good.
I think their roster is straight. Honestly, the only concern with me is Carr. I don't believe in Carr. I don't think Carr is. I think he's in the Ryan. Not Ryan. I won't say that. I'll say the Andy Dalton. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like a mid tier. He's probably top 32, but he's probably not top 15. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't think he's good enough to take you to the
Dalton wasn't ever bad to me.
Wasn't bad. He'll get you 9-10 wins if you have an elite roster, but he's not gonna take you over the hump. Then I think Derek Carr is the same. That's his tier. So I think they're gonna have to get a dynamic guy to really make a run. But
I couldn't have said that better myself.
Yeah.
That's really it. He's going to be good when your team is good, but he's not ever going to be that guy that gets you over that.
But with that said, I think the fact that our roster looked better than their I'll say this. Through 3 weeks, we've seen some bad football, but I don't think we've ever felt like we were the worst team. You know what I mean? I think every game I felt like if we could just get the ball back, we'll score. Because we're getting yards, we're getting chunks. If we can just, you know what I mean, do whatever. I've never felt like we were.
Did you feel like that last year at the beginning? Like when we were 10-1 last year, wasn't it like, yeah, we're better than these teams, but it's just some bad football being played?
Because last year, even though they were finding ways to win, it still seemed like something was off. Like it just didn't feel good. The only game that felt good was the Buffalo game. The Buffalo game, that was a good.
What about the Miami game? The Miami game was good.
Both of those games, I had that feeling like, yeah, we were the better team the whole time. I don't know about the rest of the season. But I know those 2 games, I definitely felt like the Eagles were the better team.
We struggled against the Patriots the first game of the season.
But again, we knew we were better than the Patriots. It was like, why is this harder than it needs to be? You know what I'm saying? Every game is like, we know we're better, but why does it feel harder than it needs to be?
Yeah, because I think it was just the whole Brian Johnson thing. I
don't feel like that now. Like I kind of feel like, why does it feel harder than it needs to be?
Mm-hmm.
Right now it's Jalen, but I think we clean Jalen up. We get our guys back, get AJ and Devontae back. Oh my gosh. And let some of those bounces start going our way. Yeah,
I kind of do miss AJ. Like I miss watching AJ play. We need
he's like
he's a difference maker.
He's like having like a Myles Garrett or something because you got to account for him at all times. If you don't, he could break one. Literally, like he could go 80 yards. You know
that's why during the Green Bay game where it was first play of the half and he just 80-yard touchdown. I was like, I just said to the group, I was just like, oh my gosh, like that dude. I've never seen anything like that. That is a dominant wide receiver. Like
I hope he comes back, man. The hamstrings gonna be playing.
Yeah, they don't play, but I think he's taking his time.
He is.
I think he's coming back after the bye.
I would say let next week rock. Tampa Bay's gonna be tough to beat, but I say let him and Devontae probably chill out a little bit. Let's see if Dawson can step up, make a play or 2.
Oh, let me say, Jalen's not getting no breaks as far as these defenses go, man. Tampa Bay's another well-coached defense that Todd Bowles seems to kind of have his number a little bit, man. Like, have Jalen figured out a little bit. That's another one that makes me nervous. Like,
and they got humbled this weekend, so that makes me. They're gonna have the same mentality we had going into this week. Where you got to come back. You know what I mean? You got to kind of get your lick back.
But Jalen's been better against the blitz, and Todd Bowles is going to keep blitzing him until he beats it. Like if he keeps beating it, then he'll stop doing it. So we'll see what happens.
Did we smack the Bucs last year?
No.
Or did they beat us? They beat us in the playoffs.
Yeah. We beat them by a couple, 2 possessions, I think, but it was one of those ugly games.
Okay, back and forth. We'll see. We'll definitely see. But that's it. The Eagles go home next week, take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. returning to the link, I think same kind of energy, yo. Like, we talked about this. We really did. We were like, we come back home and look the same way. Then it's going to be like, what the heck is wrong with Eagles at home? So I think we got to defend home field. You know what I mean? Get in the win column there. And then what? Browns.
So the bye week.
Oh, thank goodness. The Browns don't make me nervous no more. But, man.
You lose to the Giants, you won't make anyone nervous.
You said what happened?
So you lose to the Giants, you're not making nobody nervous. I'll tell you that.
That's for sure. Yeah, the Giants definitely.
The Giants look like a good team.
Eagles are actually on the road next week. My bad.
They're back-to-back road games.
Yeah, back-to-back road games. So
then we're home.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's the Kelly Green game too.
This one, the Tampa Bay game?
No.
Oh,
the home game. The next home game.
Okay.
So let me just ask something real quick. What y'all thought about Washington last night?
It's one game.
One game?
Yeah.
Okay. They're gonna figure him out like they figure everybody else out, but
okay. One game.
It was one game.
Okay.
We've seen it before. We'll see it again.
What'd you think about Washington?
He looked pretty good.
They always do when they first come out. When they first come out until teams figure them out. Like they're.
Yeah, I mean, hey, listen. He looks better than Caleb Williams. He looks better than any of the other rookie quarterbacks that got drafted. I mean, he looked all right. Looks pretty good.
What I will say is, bro has to learn how to slide. I will say it's a tale that'll be told to the end of time, bro. You 180 pounds, you could not be getting hit every play, bro. I don't care how athletic, how dynamic you are, you cannot be taking those hits.
You're driving me insane with this.
It's not going to work out. Same thing with Hurts.
Can't take hits. It's football, bro. You got to take it. Like, stop.
Quarterbacks. The Saquon thing, all right, I feel you. I mean, yeah, we're worried about this year. I still think you got to spell him to a certain degree. 80-20 should be the absolute maximum, especially in week 4 that you're working this guy. But quarterbacks should not get hit. The entire game, they should not get hit, bro. Every time they get hit, it adds up. Every single time. Every time. They're human beings.
Well, you must not remember that jersey that he has on number 5. He was big and strong as ever.
Not taking hits.
Yes. Donovan was hard to get down.
He was taking hits.
He didn't have to because he was big and strong as ever.
That's my only point. You could be big and strong, that's fine, but don't take hits, bro. Stop taking hits. There's a quarterback.
Even Mike Vick used to
not know how to slide.
Used to be hurt.
But I think that's how that all started is because Mike Vick and RG3, now everybody's like, oh, quarterbacks.
It's not just them. It's everyone. Newton needed surgery in his shoulder.
He played 10 years before that happened, bro. Like,
no,
real. He played 10 years.
No.
Yes. Oh. He played 10 years, won an MVP, made it to the Super Bowl. Like, come on, bro. Like, he aged. Like, yeah, it happens. You get old.
No, he had an MVP season, went to the Super Bowl, lost, and then got hurt.
Okay, so like Justin said, it wasn't 10 years, but it was a long time.
So it was like 3-4.
It wasn't right after he went to the Super Bowl. He got hurt the next year, but then was good until like 2019. He was straight.
I'm just saying, it's a tale. I'll tell to the end of time. It always seems to be the bug that gets him.
Yeah. Mike Vick and RG3 is the reason why everybody says that nowadays. Not just for them, you wouldn't be worried about no quarterbacks taking no hits.
It's every quarterback it happens to. All right. We'll see how it ends up.
Let's hear some more examples.
It happened to Carson.
Lamar, 2 years at the end of the season, he's doing all this dancing, running around, and then he
just won an MVP.
And what does that have to do with winning a Super Bowl, Justin?
It puts them in position to like
he's missed regular season, 2 end of the year situations, 2 playoff runs because he's hurt. 2 of them. 2.
I mean, he got the MVP.
That's fine, but what does that have to do with running around? Like Joe Burrow, that happened to Joe Burrow too. So
he likes to run around too, taking hits, bro. All these guys, like Joe Burrow's one of them. Joe Burrow's one of them that thinks he's tough. He can take a hit. He can truck somebody.
The only one who really can though is Josh Allen. Josh Allen can take a hit. That one will never be getting hurt.
But that's what I'm saying though. Josh Allen be running through head first at people.
So far so good for him. So far so good for him. But I mean, same thing. I still don't like him taking hits. We'll see how long that lasts. But
real soft, real soft.
All right, real soft. Quarterback taking hits. We'll see how it ends up, bro.
It's football. It's football. You're gonna get hit.
But that's not the team we're worried about. Buccaneers preview. Who do you got to worry about? What's the matchup? What are you looking to see? They're on the road, so what's the theme of this game?
What happened?
For me, it's Jalen. Jalen has to win this game. He has to decidedly win this game. He doesn't have his go-to guys. He ain't gonna have Devontae. Probably won't have AJ. Like he needs to win this game, be it with his legs, whatever. Use who we got, but he has to win this game. Jalen has to have a dominant game in this game.
And what if he doesn't?
I mean,
that's the question.
I'm still going to support him because I love the kid. But I'm just saying, nobody else will. None of the other fans will.
Like, what does it say about him if he doesn't have a good game?
I want him to have. I need to see it. So I can keep defending him. I need to see him have a good game.
Yeah, I think this is a separation game. This is like where you become a contender or you're just still in we'll see mode. Because especially going into the bye, it's like you can go in one of two ways. Either we're taking care of business, we're 3-1, we're flying high, or we're 2-2. We've seen some good things. We've had some 2 bad losses. So I think I would be fine with that. However they get it done. If it's more of the same, if Saquon goes for another 200 yards, I'm fine with that. You know what I mean?
Do it how you do it.
But to me, obviously a dub is the most important thing.
Am I on track for my 2,000 all-purpose yards from Saquon?
You sure might be.
I did say that.
You said
all-purpose yards.
1,000 rushing and 1,000 receiving.
Yes.
You didn't say 2,000 all-purpose.
You said 2,000 all-purpose, but you made me break it down.
No, I reeled it into 2,000 all-purpose, but you said 1,000 rushing, 1,000 receiving, which is ridiculous.
No, you said how is he guys? You said 2,000. I said 2,000 yards for Saquon. You said how do you break it down? You saying all-purpose or rushing? I was like all-purpose yards. So you like all right, 2,000 receiving, 2,000.
We'll get the receipts. Select the memory strikes again.
I know I said 1,000 rushing and 1,000 receiving, but that was after I said 2,000 all-purpose. You were like a rack and a rack. That's a lot. Justin said a rack and a rack. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
But I just want to know if I'm on track.
My key thing. Mike Evans is one of those people that likes to play against the Eagles. So I need some Q Mitchell, Darius Slay, vintage. Let's see it. Because
Q had some welcome to the NFL moments against Olave though. I will say that. So
he got beat, but Olave's a really good receiver.
But him and Carr don't really have chemistry like that. So the fact that this was a get right game, it makes me a little bit nervous about someone like Evans or Godwin, because those are pros. You know what I'm saying? And those are pros that have good rapport with their quarterback. So if they're open, he's gonna get it to them.
Hey, baptism by fire. Let's do it. Let's go. Yeah. If you're gonna be one of them ones, if we're gonna be hyping you up on the show, let's see it. It's what we drafted you for. No more Mike Evans catching the ball on people's head. Let's make a play.
That's play, bro. Evans is slay, but Godwin, Q's gonna have the Godwin matchup. That'll be a good test for sure.
Yeah, the first time Slay gets the ball caught on his head, Q, get over there. I'm not playing with Slay with Mike Evans, bro. Because Mike Evans been one of those guys that just gets bits. I hate people that like playing against the Eagles and only the Eagles. Mike Evans and Terry McLaurin. It's like, oh my gosh, bro.
Didn't Slay get hurt last game though? Is he good?
Nah, playoff game he wasn't hurt, but I don't.
No, I'm
talking about last game.
This past game.
Yeah, he did get hurt. He should be good though. He said he's straight on Twitter. Where he goes talking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, we'll see it. Another week. Any other thing you gotta get off your chest? Interviews? Any gossip or anything?
No. Nick Sirianni, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Mom.
No, go ahead.
There was one thing that I saw today that I didn't like. I didn't look at it completely. I didn't like it though. Saquon was on. I forget what show it was. He was on one show, not Good Morning Football. I saw that one. He was on a different show, and it said something about him explaining something with the Giants and saying that the Giants never blah blah blah, and they could. Why are we talking about that? It's week 4, bro. Why are we still talking about the Giants?
Because they probably asked him.
And I would have been like, listen, I'm on the Philadelphia Eagles right now.
Well, he tweeted something that was like, they're gonna hate me for this, but neighbors is different or something like that. He's like that.
Yeah.
That's probably why they were like, well, what's up? You still love the Giants? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't like it. I had to watch the full clip, but he was talking about, I don't like all that talking about the Giants, bro. You wear green now. Man.
Yeah.
It's a new season. And I can see in the offseason they need something to talk about, but bro, we in week 4, you on the Eagles and you talking about what happened with the Giants in the offseason. I don't like it. But I can't put too much stock into it because he's been hooping, but I don't like it. And
not only that, he defended his quarterback. So he's just that type of guy. He
don't deserve to. Jalen don't deserve to get defended right now.
Bro, what? Make up your mind on this guy. Is he a scrub or not?
He's not a scrub. I'm just saying, he don't need no defense. He needs the ball. Or is he top 10 or not? I don't think he's top 10 right now.
What does he have? 1 touchdown on the year? 2 passing touchdowns?
I don't know how many total. He has maybe 4 total.
I know he threw
4 touchdowns total and 6 turnovers.
Dude, 3 weeks.
What are we doing?
Yeah, we gotta clean that up. We gotta do better than that for sure. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. I'm not reading too much into that either. But I feel what you're saying, though, Justin. That definitely don't want to hear them talking about that. But
Nah.
we'll see.
That's the press for you. That's your thing, Justin. You better tell the reporter stop asking about it.
No, they're doing their job, but there's a way to deflect that as a player. Just say, listen, I'm not talking about the Giants right now. I'm on the Eagles in the middle of the season. Why are we talking about the Giants in the offseason? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're week 4 in the season.
He just don't want to make no enemies. I get it, but I get what you're saying. Like, just kill all of it.
Yeah,
just
you've been season now.
Yeah.
Like, even Jalen did it one time. He was like, listen, y'all, maybe a year or two ago, he was like, you guys didn't ask me one question about the other team. Like, I hope you guys aren't taking this game lightly. Like, he's done it before. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a way to do it. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You putting stuff into the universe, man. This is big.
I just want us to win this game. I hate Tampa Bay.
Let's hope we can play the Rocky theme song with pride next week. We'll catch you guys next time. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Just a family that loves the birds. But thank y'all for tuning in to the Birds Nest.